Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Favor and thanks for stopping by. This is a space where we go deep, one conversation at a time. And all we do here is talk. So we're going to be talking. So very many of us, I don't know about you, but me, while growing up, I never really had a template of the kind of man I should be desiring or praying for or even looking out to or looking out for. I never had. Nobody ever told me that, okay, Favor, this is that. Nobody. So, and the kind of men that were around me at the time, the kind of people where I grew up, the kind of men that were around me, were not the men that I just knew, even at a tender age, I just knew this was not it. This is nah, this is not it. So I had already made up my mind that marriage, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna get married. And what even helped more is that it took me to a boarding Catholic school. So being around Reverend sisters and they were cool. It made me feel like, okay, everything is okay. You can actually live by yourself and you're okay. You are good. You can still accomplish so much in life. So I had already made up my mind that, see, I'm just going to convert to Catholic and just be a Reverend sister. And that's it. But something happened. They changed me from that school to another school. So it kind of diluted the conviction a little bit. No, young girl, yeah, as a young girl, it's not like it was made from, it sprung out from a very strong place. It's just what I was seeing. Finished school, went to uni, and I started listening to some preachers. Shout out to Pastor Kingsley and Pastor Mildred Okonkwo. They really did something to my mind. They really did something. I don't know what my perception or what my mindset of marriage would have been if not that God, for some reason, made me to start listening to these people. And nobody introduced me to them. That's one thing that God does to me that I'm really grateful for. That season after season, He just pushes people my way. And for some reason, I fall in love with them and I start learning. And season after season, that's what He does for me. That's one thing I've noticed in my life. And that is how I know that God just loves me. He loves me so much, because if He had left me to be in an environment that the environment I was, it would be too bad for me. It would be too bad for me. So even when I'm not necessarily in the kind of environment where the right people to help me were, He had a way of pushing me to drink from them, even from afar. So went to uni and started listening to these people, and they did something to my mind. So they gave me a perspective of the kind of man to look out to. Or it didn't even start from there. It started from marriage is a good thing. Because very many of us, because of what we have seen, we've condemned marriage. Marriage is a good thing. So what that did to my mind is that making me to reiterate my mindset, to know that this thing that I shut out is because of what I was seeing, not because of that is how it is. So it really worked on my mind, but I didn't really still get a full picture of the exact kind of man to pray for or to look for. I just started learning about the things that surrounds that kind of man, but not the man himself. Going round about it, trying to know exactly what to look for. But something happened to me that did something to my mind, and I just wanted to share it to you people. So I'm on a Bible plan, and this is March on Life Bible. The book to read for March is the book of Ruth. So a lot of preachers have preached this in church. I've heard it over and over, but it did nothing to me. It started from, I was listening to a sermon on my own, and it was Apostle Joshua Selman's sermon I was listening to. And then all of a sudden, I heard the Holy Spirit tell me, fast. It's like, fast. You have started again. I just said I want to listen to his sermon. I want to grow. And this is how you start. So he said, fast. So before I could even finish that, I just took a step to go to the kitchen to get water to drink. And he started saying, some of you, this is going to lead you to fast. This is going to lead you to fast. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? So I fasted. So while I was fasting, this was the book I was reading. And I don't know if it's because I was fasting or God just wanted me to see this for myself, not to listen to a preacher, to see it for myself because maybe he's working on me as he always does or as he's doing. So I was going through the book. And normally I just wanted to be enlightened, nothing deep. And all of a sudden I felt like I was opened up and I started seeing what I would normally never really see. To be honest, this is not the first time I'm reading this book. The Book of Ruth is a very interesting book. This is not the first time I'm reading this book. But this time, I felt like I was using a different eyes to see it. And that was when the Holy Spirit told me, this is the template for the man you should be desiring, for the man you should be praying for. When I started reading it, I started seeing, what kind of man is this? This man is not normal. Like, you can't find this man in the shop. You can't find this man in a regular church service. You can't find this man in a regular church. This man is a man that God himself has prepared and hidden for you. This is not ordinary. This is not ordinary. Have you ever seen some really good men that are like 35, 40, and you are asking, this is a very good man, why is he single? Sometimes even he can't explain why he's single. Okay, it's not like he's broke, he's trying to fix, he has fixed his life, at least to some extent. But he doesn't know why he can't just find someone to settle down with. Sometimes God himself is keeping that man for his daughter. But I also learned something from the book of Ruth, that this kind of man is not for any kind of woman or lady. It is only for a woman that has left everything she knows, everything she had, and I'm not even talking about in the literal sense, everything you've known, everything you've learned that is contrary to the will of God for you. You deciding to say, I'm going to leave everything behind, I'm going to focus on God. Do you know what it means to leave everything you know? To follow a woman, like, this is not even ordinary. To follow a woman who, in the natural sense, doesn't even have anything to give to you. That is not normal. That is not normal. For you to say, I'm going to live my life and follow a woman, telling her where you die, I will die. Who does that? Your God will be my God. To what extent, honey? To what extent? Like, you don't even know what you're going to meet in that country. Do you know how hard it is to relocate to a place where you know nobody? It's not like you're going there with money, you've already made it, you're going there to just build your life. No, you're going to start from the scratch in a country where you know nobody, following an old woman or maybe an older woman. It's not like you're following a man. If it's a man, it's even be better. You're following a woman, your fellow woman, what could she possibly give to you? So this kind of man is a reward from God himself to a lady who says, God, I am all yours. She was serving an old woman, not knowing what could possibly be on the other side. She just wanted to take care of her. She just wanted to be with her. What kind of love is that? So you're out there looking for a good man, a faithful man, a man who just anticipates your needs and make them available for you, because that was the kind of man Boaz was. A man who doesn't play games with your mind, a man who's just kind to you with his words, a man who will protect you by all means, a man who will provide for you. And when we talk about provision, people's mind just automatically goes to money. But have you ever been in a relationship with a man who is emotionally available? Woo! Honey, you don't want that. You do not want that. Like there's nothing more annoying than someone being physically present with you, but you can't feel it. Do you know how peaceful your life will be being with a man who you're not worried that he's cheating or will cheat on you? Because it's freedom. A faithful man. You can't get that from anywhere. God Himself has to make your path cross. You can't wake up and say, okay, I'm going to this place, I'm going on a trip, I'm going on a cruise to get a man. You'll be surprised at the kind of men you're going to meet. You'll be surprised at the kind of men you're going to meet. So it starts from seeking first the kingdom. Seeking first the kingdom. And every other thing, literally. This is a typical example of seek first the kingdom and every other thing. Because what else would this be? A woman who set out her heart to say, it is God and it is God alone, ends up with a most amazing human being on earth. You can't explain that. That is not a 1 plus 1 equation. This is a God equation. So I just wanted to put this out there. If you have not read this book of Ruth with intentionality, go back and read it. And you're literally going to have a template for yourself for the kind of man you will want. And it's going to, what this did to me is that it blurs out every other kind of all those men that I was wanting. Please, I don't want anymore. I don't want. Now I know exactly the kind of man I should be wanting, I should be desiring, but it has also taught me the kind of heart posture I need to have if I really want to be with this kind of man. You can't just live anyhow and want an exceptional man. You can't be seeking something else and want this kind of man. It has to be God. Because God Himself is the one to give you this man. Nobody can give you. No, it's easy to get any kind of man. It's easy. As a lady, it's easy to get any kind of man you want. But sooner or later, you discover that that's not the man you need. Sooner or later, you will discover that I wanted him, but coming close to him, it's not what I need. This is not what I need. It got to a point that while I was reading this book, it got to a point that I had to bring out my book. I started writing. I didn't even know when I started writing because I was like, this is it. All these years I've been looking for the kind of man that I really needed, and it looked like I was crazy. I wasn't crazy because this man exists. So, ladies, you don't have to settle. There is a man for you, a good man for you, but you also have a responsibility. You also have work to do on yourself. And the first thing, or the biggest responsibility here for us is staying with God. Stay with God in this season. Stay with God in 2025. And it's an easy thing for Him. Once He sees your heart posture and your desires for Him, how you want to serve Him with your life, every other thing will follow. I just wanted to put this out there. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. If you know anyone who needs to hear this, please do share with them. Share with them. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.